Hey, how's it going, everyone? So, I'm potting up a few Trichocereus, some special cultivars I got from some local collector. I believe this is Cheetah. Um, yeah, these are some really nice little cuts I got. So, they're small enough where I could plant them in a 1-gallon pot. Let me show you guys my potting these guys up. So I already have these ready. So I'm gonna get my 1-gallon container, and I'm actually going to put some pumice on the bottom to cover up these drainage holes. Not to cover them, but so the soil doesn't fall out. The drainage holes aren't that big, so I'm just gonna put like a little bit of pumice like this. I'm going to put my substrate, which is lavarock, pumice, and EB stone cactus mix, and also some Kellogg's cactus mix, some of my native topsoil, and a little bit of extra decomposed granite, some really gritty granite. Anyways, so I want to put potting soil almost to the top. I'm gonna pack it down. Make a little hole. Make a little dip here, and I'm gonna put some this mycorrhizal inoculant. So the mycorrhiza, some of that fungus grows in here. This is a good stuff. I'm gonna move this around the bottom, and then I'm gonna dust this with a little bit of rooting hormone. Now, previously I dried these cuttings and I put sulfur with a little rooting hormone in the bottom, but I'm gonna dust that off. So I'm gonna dust this off, and then I'm gonna put some straight rooting hormone right on the bottom here. I'm gonna pot this guy right here. Easy as that, right? Piece of cake. So let me get this big guy right here. This is a scop, really nice one. So again, I had sulfur here, sulfur and a little rooting hormone mixed. I want to clean that off and have only rooting hormone here. Put all around the bottom, especially the cambium right here. I'm just gonna leave them like that for now. I'll do this one. This is I believe this cultivar is called Cheetah. It's a cool little bridge SCI. It's got some nice little farina on it. So I'm gonna get some rooting hormone right in the middle and a little around. And the rooting hormone I'm using is Hormex. This is pretty strong. It's a number 8. For cacti, you could probably get away with number 1 because Hormex has a number. What is it? They make a number 1, 3, 8, and 16. I think you could get away with doing the number 1. You know what? This cutting is really small. I'm gonna add a little more soil. So yeah, next one. Let me see. I'm gonna do this long guy right here. I lost. I gotta look at the name of this cultivar. I forgot what it was. I think it's yeah, I forgot. High Priestess, maybe? No, I'm not sure. Anyways, look at this beauty right here. I'm having trouble focusing. Look at this. So it's going. Oh, I'm gonna put some it's rooting hormone. So for cacti, you don't necessarily need rooting hormone. Your cacti will root regardless, but this just helps it root faster. Get some strong roots going. So this one's really tall, so I'm gonna have to put some soil on the sides because it is so tall. Get down. So yeah, I don't always use mycorrhiza for all my cacti, but I do for some, especially Trichocereus. They love it. And the last one I'm going to do is this little guy right here. Oh, there's a little moth. Just get rid of that guy. Alright. I'll dust off the sulfur. I've had these sitting here for about a month. Some rooting hormone right here. So your cacti will root with or without rooting hormone. But the hormone just helps it root faster. And I have tested some cacti with and without rooting hormone, and they do root faster with rooting hormone. At least for me, the ones I was kind of the ones I was testing out. So this guy I'll root later, but look at this. It got roots. It has 2 little roots, rooted on its own without rooting hormone. So now that I got these in this pot, I'll add a little more soil all around. I'm really excited to grow more Trichocereus. I don't have that many, but the ones I have are pretty epic. There are people who are die-hard Trichocereus collectors, and I know people who are like, why? What's so special about them? Well, they're nice. Some people consume them for the mescaline content. Some people just grow them because they like them. Yeah, this is a nice little beefy cutting here. And going in the small 1-gallon pot while they root this year. And next year I'll put some in the ground, or I'll put some in I'll pot them to a bigger pot. So see how easy that is. Yeah, I really like this one. Can't tell on camera, but it has some nice farina. Farina is like some people call it glaucus or farina. It's what gives some cacti the blue look. Oh man, tipped. So it repels water. Some people say it helps against disease, that glaucus. And if you give it too much UV rays, too much sun, kind of burns it off, and too much water will have it come off too. So if you want a really thick farina, if your cactus develops farina, you want to keep it on. You don't put it in full sun, and you don't water the top. Water the sides. See, where I put the little brush. Got some sulfur here I want to clean up. There's some sulfur on the side here. All right. So you're potting with me. This is a really tiny cutting. My friend who I got this from was like, hey, maybe you could graft this piece. I was like, nah. Rooting is cool. I mean, grafting is cool. I've done my share of grafting, but I want this one on its own roots. Later on, if I get a pup, once this gets bigger and I get some pups, maybe I'll root some, maybe I'll graft some, and maybe not. But people who collect Trichocereus, they're really big on grafting. A lot, not all of them. I know some people who collect Trichocereus and they hate grafting. The good thing about grafting is that your plants, your cacti will grow incredibly fast. Let's say like this little, some people graft little tips like this to something that's rooted, like a PC cactus, which is the common predominant cultivar of Trichocereus pachinoi, and they'll grow really fast. And I love doing it. Oh, timber. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, this one was too tall. That's fine. Go deeper here. Okay. This is a nice one. This is one of the tallest ones here. Anyways, about grafting, like something like this, why would you graft? It's a beautiful big cut. But people will graft, especially Trichocereus collectors, they'll graft smaller pieces like this or smaller. And I've done my share of grafting. Let me show you one I grafted. And the one I'm going to show you was actually a seedling. So this is a Macrogonus red spine that I grafted to a PC, which is like a common Trichocereus, and I grafted 3 seedlings here. And now if you could see, they grew thicker than the bottom. This had 3 arms, so I grafted 3 of them. Look at this. And they'll get this big in in one season. Yeah, so grafting does wonders. I have some of this that I didn't graft. And the seedlings are probably like this size right here. And look at how thick and mature these are. Yeah, they're beautiful. So, back to my potting up my Trichocereus here. So I really recommend some mycorrhiza. These are some fungus fungi that spread out, and it has like a symbiotic relationship with the roots, and it helps give nutrients and everything to the roots. And I use it on Trichocereus, sometimes on other cacti and other plants, but I don't always use it, but I do sometimes. And I like to think it works. But that little bag, my friend gave me this, and I'm about halfway done. But anyways, after I pot up any cacti, I like to put top dressing to help control fungus gnats, because once you water this, a fungus gnat will land here and it'll lay eggs, and they'll wreak havoc on your roots. Especially seedlings, I think these will be okay if you don't put top dressing, but I'm going to do it anyways because I love how it looks too. And I buy my top dressing in bulk. Oh, I buy big bags. I did a video of me buying this top dressing right here. Here it is. It's a lavarock, black lavarock. But I sift it because it still has powder. They basically crush the bigger lavarock to make the smaller one, so you get some dust. But so I sift out the dust, and then I'll put this on my plants as top dressing, and this helps control fungus gnats. So I won't bore you showing you potting up every single one of my cacti, but here's one. This was the smallest one. Isn't it beautiful? I believe this is cheetah. Small bridge. I really love this black lava top dressing. Okay guys, grow Trichocereus because they grow really, really fast. That's the thing. Oh, let me talk a little more about Trichocereus. They can take a lot of fertilizer and nutrients. So if you feed these, it'll take everything you feed it pretty much, and they could grow 2 feet a year. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. So it's and then if you graft them, they grow really fast too. So that's why a lot of people grow them, but also they grow them to make a brew out of them and to consume the mescaline that some of these have. Some have more than others, and mescaline is a hallucinogenic. It's what's in peyote, but a lot of people don't like to talk about it, and they don't like to let people know that they make brews out of some of these. But some people just like them because they're beautiful and they grow big and blue. Well, some do, some don't. You know, now that I mentioned the blue, let me go to the backyard here to show you some other Trichocereus I have. But really quick, this is PC. You know, you could chop it here. You graft a seedling or a tip from another Trichocereus, and it'll grow massively fast because it'll be using the roots, mature roots. And if you graft a seedling, it's going to be like if, you know, mature roots are feeding that seedling. Anyways, let me show you some right now that I mentioned blue Trichocereus before I go. So here are some beautiful blue ones I got. Let me come over here so you could, this side of the sun. Isn't it beautiful? Here's another one. And another one. Yeah, these are beautiful. So, you know, people grow these because they're that beautiful. These are all PC, which I'm going to be using for grafting stock. This one I found in East LA, which isn't as blue as the Sargentinensis, but it's got a little farina, but it's pretty beautiful. And you can see I have a bunch of That's peyote right there. I have a bunch of Trichocereus here growing. The one up there that I grafted, this is a non-grafted. I had 2 seedlings. This is a non-grafted one. And you see the spines are so small. So when you graft, especially a seedling, the spines that start to come out are like mature spines. Here's a PC I'm growing here, and I cut from here whenever I need some grafting stock. I'll cut from here and then I'll graft some Trichocereus on those. I have a few PC stands actually, but oh, this is one of my favorites right here. This is a Pachycereus warberi. Okay guys, just wanted to show you guys that really quick. Look at this blue guy. This is, I believe, is a Cereus huntingtonanus. And it's been getting a lot of shade, so it's kind of kept its farina. It's like pretty blue. Yeah, it's pretty nice, right? Some Cereus get really blue when they don't get too much sun. You can see on the new growth of this one how blue it looks. But with a lot of sun and water, eventually they'll green up. Okay guys, I've went off on too many tangents. I'll check out these Trichocereus here. These are grafting stock. These are Cuscoensis, but these are seed grown. But I'm going to use them as grafting stock for a bunch of Trichocereus hybrids, which I'm growing. Okay guys, cheers.